with Damon Parkinson, a 5-1 victory away from home in pre-season. Job well done.
As Bish has kind of said in his interviews, it's a longer pre-season than we'd have liked due to the Lincoln game and certain leagues starting earlier. But it's really pleasing. Obviously, we did a bit more work in the week around shaping pictures and patterns that we want to see, and it's really pleasing to start to see them on the pitch. So we didn't see them for 90 minutes, still lots of work to do. But again, Frickley worked very, very hard off the ball, so credit to them. And also, obviously, the changeover of players. We're still in that period of the season where you're having 21 players. I mean, we had 421 who did fantastic today in hot conditions. And again, I'm still dripping with sweat. It was very, very warm for the boys out there today. They did 45 minutes, but actually really, really pleased so far with what we've seen. We know, we've still got one or two bodies that we need to bring in certain areas. I mean, at the end, I can credit to them, but we had 2 right backs and 2 left backs playing in that back 4, which obviously are just going to be more open because of the nature of them in their positions. But a lot of really, really pleasing performances. Intensity on hot conditions when it's easy to drop off. And like I say, when we watch it back, there'll be plenty to work on, I'm sure.
Exactly. The early kick-off in that heat certainly takes a lot out of players, but that's what pre-season's all about, isn't it? Getting minutes in the legs, and the worse the conditions are, almost the better it'll do for the season ahead.
Yeah, they're all minutes in the bank. Regardless of the heat, we plan to give the players we've got minutes to the minutes. So everything in terms of how much work the boys are doing went to plan. But it's a funny one because again at this level now, to be fair, our boys are they're really professional boys. They look after themselves, and I think it's really, really important after today that they recover. We've got a big game Tuesday night. Again, another pre-season where the result doesn't matter, but at home on the nice pitch, we can again look to replicate some of them patterns and get more minutes in some of the players. But every game, like the results don't matter. Like they didn't last week, like they won't next week. It's just about us doing our work and maximising the time we got with lads. Until we trim the group down.
But again, talking about patterns of play, scoring goals, there's got to be some good in that.
Yeah, and I think it was nice. I know there were 2 pens at the start. Grace took well, but brilliant from Tom Curzons. He looked lively again in hot conditions. But the ones we scored in the second half, we knew from where we were last year to this year we needed to add goals, and I think we've added that across midfield and up front. At times it looked lively and difficult to defend against. So that was really pleasing. Obviously, they've had chances as well. Let's be right. But we've had a fair few chances, and we'll work on that. We've done a lot of work, probably in our half of the pitch in possession. We've not really looked at that final third yet. That's coming.
So plenty still to come, and a long way off still.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We just spoke about it. A lot of leagues have come forward. Can't wait to get the fixtures next week, but we're 5-6 weeks still away. This would be normally where we're starting. So enjoying the time with the boys, but again, we've just got to be sensible about how many minutes boys play, what conditions they're playing in, and that's more difficult than you think it is. I know people, they can play 90 minutes. Some of the lads during the summer, it's different running and being in the gym than it is being on the pitch and taking some of that physical contact. So really pleasing. Thank the guys at Frickley today for a good game. What a long way to go. Good to see a lot of Gainsborough people here as well. That's always fantastic. They're incredible home and away.
And just to finish off with, how are you finding the job?
It's obviously we were late to the party, and after a tough few weeks, hopefully people can start to see with the quality and the type of player we're bringing in why it took so long, because we weren't just going to go and bring in 16 players. Like we said in the first interview, that the club were really clear about what they wanted to see on the pitch and also off the pitch in terms of personalities, characters, professionalism, and I think I felt a lot better in the last 10 days. It's been tough, there's been some that got away. We know where we are, kind of in the food chain with stuff that's happening in other clubs, but we know what we've got to work with. We've got a clear idea about what we want, and I think we're not far off achieving it. It's starting to be quite exciting. But me and Bish will carry working because as well as these games, we've been at 5 or 6 others as well, so we're out and about constantly. When I've been out watching it, it's never been lovely like this though. it's always been wet and miserable when I've been to a game, but no, enjoying it. It's settled down and it's starting to come together.